We have some breaking news for you guys as Rishi Sunak and Ursula von der Leyen have apparently reached a new Brexit agreement over the Northern Ireland Protocol issue. Now we ask, is this going to keep everyone happy or is it going to make everything worse than before? Okay, so we have finally received some sort of notification, some sort of update after days and weeks of negotiations. The British government and the EU robots, including Ursula von der Leyen, have allegedly reached a new Brexit deal. Now, why do I have a feeling? Because this channel was born during the Brexit negotiations with Theresa May. And then we had Boris Johnson's deal, and we had Get Brexit Done, and we had our optimism, we had our pessimism. We had at times this channel saying, yeah, this is not going to work out, and it didn't. And we got also excited when Boris Johnson announced his deal initially. And we still said, let's be cautious. This one, I feel like we don't have energy anymore. I just can't really be bothered with thinking that this is going to be fixing all the issues. Now, throughout the day, we're going to be finding out more information about what's exactly going on today in Westminster, because I have a feeling someone betrayed somebody. Initially, we heard last night that Rishi Sunak's government have said, well, they're going to be proposing to the EU side that let's just completely change the whole of the Brexit treaty, the withdrawal agreement, which is a very risky thing to do. And they actually also told us that the EU will reject it. So, considering both sides have now said yes, either the EU have said yes to the changes of the withdrawal agreement, which if they have said yes to it so easily, then maybe that's not a good thing. On the other hand, they've told us that the DUP have to give consent, the people of Northern Ireland need to give consent, and businesses. So the fact that not just the EU potentially saying yes to it is a bit iffy. Also, David Lammy of the Labour Party came out yesterday very optimistic, very supportive of the government. The EU Ramona, David Lammy, very supportive. Again, it's not a good sign. Watch this.
I think that Labour is determined to act in the national interests of our country and of Northern Ireland. It's very likely that if a deal does emerge, it will be an improvement on the Northern Ireland Protocol deal that was struck by Boris Johnson just a few years ago and deal with the issues of goods and services, particularly trafficking from the United Kingdom into Northern Ireland. And then... Okay.
When was the last time that you had the Labour Party or the Ramona side going with blind faith and just supporting something? They usually just come out and reject and oppose any idea, even if they don't know what the idea is. So that's already a bit of a red flag for me. Secondly, let's not forget, as I said, the DUP consent that is needed. Mark Ronson was also being interviewed yesterday, and he actually did remind us of that fact.
Are you effectively saying that if they don't support the deal, you're not going to support it either?
Well, the government is saying that. The Foreign Secretary said on Friday that the government would not sign off on any protocol deal without the DUP's backing. So that's James Cleverly saying that. And I think that's just a practical reality. Because if the DUP don't consent to the deal, then it's simply not going to fly. And that...
Yeah, exactly. Let's not forget that this deal, firstly, there's a chunk of proper Brexiteers who don't even want a deal. They just don't want any of this nonsense. They say Northern Ireland must come back into the rest of the United Kingdom, because right now it's not. It's part of the European Union, essentially, when it comes to customs rules and single market, the integrity of the single market. I do not care about that. I care about the integrity of the United Kingdom. So unless they've come up with some sort of miracle deal, then something is not going to go right. Lord Frost said the same.
Well, what does a good deal look like to you?
Well, I think that the way the politics in Northern Ireland has been over the last 2 or 3 years means that the protocol can't survive in its current form. It was workable at the start, but I think the world has changed and it can't survive. The only question is, do we get there in one go with the protocol bill, or do we get there in stages by an agreed route. But I think
that's the key point, by the way, because the issue is not just the Northern Ireland Protocol aspects of goods and products being transferred from, for example, England to Northern Ireland. There are also other issues when it comes to these agreements. And as Lord Frost said, do you want to actually just go with just a one-off gimmicky change to part of the deal and say, hey, we fixed everything? Or do you go stage by stage and do you actually cover all the issues? So that's also a different problem, because Lord Frost came out a while ago and actually said he was simply the negotiator. He didn't come up with the policies of the deal himself, because he got some of the blame, saying, well, you negotiated the deal. Femi, Owen Jones, those guys blamed Lord Frost. But he was simply, as they said in the 1930s, 1940s Germany, he was following orders. But he was actually following orders, because his job was not to come up with the policy program. His job was to be the negotiator. And at times he challenged Number 10 when it came to some of their ideas. But at the same time, that was the deal that the Prime Minister wanted. That's the deal that he negotiated. Now things have changed. And we have to sort out the mess that was created by the whole of the Tory cabal. And this, again, I'm not really sure exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to be open-minded. We're going to find out any minute some of the information about this agreement. They're going to make a statement in the House of Commons later on. So this channel will keep you guys posted throughout the day. And make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.